selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
Welcome to the IPA Champions Cup, live on Sporty Stuff TV.
Well, we're back for event 2, Sporty Stuff Champions Cup, Paul, and absolutely tremendous matches this evening. And it don't seem as if it was a long time ago we had event 1, but I've got with me my old Pool expert, Mark Pickworth. Good evening, Mark.
How are we doing, Gary? You all right? Yeah. Did you enjoy event 1?
Well, I even bought myself a shirt now.
Wow.
I want to be like a pool player. Now, I've never hit a pool ball, but I thought if I buy a shirt, I might be like the boys who's playing. So, thoroughly enjoyed event 1. And we've got a very, very short price favourite this evening as well, haven't we? 4 players this evening, but 2-5 this player was to win the event tonight. And, you know, very, very short, wasn't it?
Yeah, you can't wait to watch him, can you? Just to understand why the betting partners have gone sort of
well, I love
really
a favourite. I adore a favourite. You know what I mean? If I could have 3 eggs on toast for breakfast or a short price favourite, I'd rather have a favourite than 3. Well, I don't know. I've had a few eggs in my time. But let's talk about our players this evening. Who we got, Mark?
Yeah, well, that 2-5 favourite is Gareth Hibbett, the godfather. He previously won the 2021 Champions Cup, so he's here to defend his title. But he's going to have some really tough opposition from Myles, Deleuse, Mad Dog. He's running to come back. He's been a little bit out of form recently, but the way he's been talking to me tonight, he's back. He wants it. And then Jason Hill, one of Gareth's big mates, been sort of playing years and years throughout Pool, throughout the UK, throughout the world. And he's also going to be a bit of a challenge for Gareth. And then we've got Andrew Whitfield, the qualifier, who just qualified in the Isle of Man last weekend. And he's all the way from Wales, and he's going to be a bit of a challenge as well.
He's an 8-1 chance tonight, Andrew Whitfield, as well, to actually win it. But
well, we know this has been an outsiders comp, and there you see it. Look, that 8-1.
Here's our prices to group winner, 2-5, Gareth Hibbett. Now, you know these prices. We have had a match already this evening at 9 o'clock on YouTube, haven't we? So they won't be available. Myles, Deleuse was 13-2. Jason Hill 5-1. What no one knows more about Paul than Jason Hill, does he? He's absolutely. I know the godfather's Gareth Hibbett, but I think there's another name there for Jason Hill. You know, he's been at it a long, long time, and also Andrew Whitfield. You said the qualifier. That 8-1 gone. I see that he was 8-1 early to be the top. He's now 15-2. So one of our betting partners have laid him. He was 8-1 into 15-2. But look at them prices to win the event. You've got 7-2, our top man here this evening, haven't you? And look at the other players, 66-1, 66-1, and 50-1 to actually win the event. Now, there's a lot of difference in my world, 7-2 to 50-1 and 66-1. Clickety-click, the outsiders of the party. It looks to me on betting terms, I know you think anyone can win, you love an outsider, but tonight I think the favourite had a bet. If the boys have got it right, the betting boys, I think the favourite, it could be a Jollies night tonight.
Yeah, I mean 7-2. I mean the reason Gareth's 7-2, he's won that last event. He's also won the 2021 Champions Cup. I mean that ranking doesn't do him any justice, but that win-lose record does. 7 wins out of 10, and that's 70% win record in 2021. This guy is in form.
He's 4-1 on to win our first match tonight. You know what that means? You've got to have £4 on and you win £1. 4-1 on. Is he that good?
Well, you're going to find out, and trust me, he is that good, and he's a fantastic and exciting player.
And how about Myles, Deleuse? We've already seen him once this evening, haven't we?
We have. We saw him on YouTube very early on, and just before this show, Mad Dog, ranked number 24, has been a little bit out of form, like I said. He's only won 2 out of his last 10 matches, 25% in 2021. He's missed a couple of tours and 41% in his career. But the way he was talking to me early on as well, we know we talk to the players before we sort of go on air, and he seems really positive. We saw some glimpses of what he could do on YouTube, but trust me, he's still got a little bit more in the tank. He could cause an upset.
He's only 12-1 to be Lord Mayor of Woodhill Spa this year as well.
Wow, that'll be an unbelievable title if he got that. But Jason Hill, top of the bill. Number 28, big friends with Gareth Hibbett, played throughout the years.
He looks like, you know...
He looks like he means business, doesn't he?
He looks the governor, doesn't he? Like, if he knocked on your door and said, you know... he looks the governor, doesn't he, Jason?
He does.
And he played well in the first match. I know it was a draw, 3-3, but he looked to me that, you know, if the balls are run for Jason... he could have easily won it. He's not out of it, is he?
No, he's not out of it. I mean, he had that 33% in 2021, but he hasn't been playing that much in
And the
2021.
qualifier, Andrew Whitfield, you said you see him last week in the Isle of Man.
Yeah,
How was it, by the way, the Isle of Man? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was really good. Really good.
BBC,
Great
by the
tournament.
way. You look
Absolutely
well on
brilliant.
BBC, you did.
Oh, did I? All right.
Yeah.
Must be all the makeup that the BBC
You
are
did
paying
look well
for.
on BBC, yeah.
But
Andrew, can he win it? Well, someone's backed him. He was 8-1, and one of our betting partners, he's now 15-2 to win the event. So someone's backed him today.
Well, he's a qualifier. Let me tell you, there is some nerves jangling down there for Andrew. And a big game first up against Gareth Hibbett. He's going to be tested right to the very max.
And look, where does he come from?
He's the Welshman.
And who won event 1?
The Welshman. Is
So,
it?
could be a double.
Well,
Event 1
easy,
and event 2, can't it?
Yeah, 52% record in 2021 and a career 52%. He's very new to the IPA, but he's got nothing to lose. These short race formats, I keep saying it. I know I'm going to keep repeating myself, and he could cause some damage here.
Main important thing. Do you like my shirt?
I do like your shirt. It looks like you've been treated very well.
All the odds on there and there.
You have.
Wizard of odds, eh?
I know.
I'll learn you a few things.
I thought
about
Santa
betting.
Claus had gone
You're
away.
the pool expert. I'm the betting expert. Where are we going now, sir?
Where are we going?
Yeah.
Where are we going? We're after a break, are we?
How long for?
Well, at least 3 minutes.
1, 2, 3 minutes. We'll see you soon.
And welcome back to the 2022 Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup, and I'm delighted to be joined by the current title holder, Gareth Hibbett. Gareth, welcome. This event must bring back great memories for you from last year.
Oh yeah, definitely. It seems like yesterday, Kev. I really enjoyed it, and hopefully this year will be just as good.
We're back again, new arena, new venue. You must be really pumped, ready to go to defend the title.
Oh yeah, it's a great setup. Can't wait to get on the table and see if I can do it again.
You've been in some pretty warm form recently, winning the grand finals last week. That must give you a lot of confidence coming into tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. But as we all know, pool's pool. Anything can happen. It's how the balls break and who takes the chances. So all these guys could take advantage if I'm a little bit off.
You're a massive favourite tonight to win the group and go through. Does that put a little bit of extra pressure on you?
No, not really. Because like I say, pool, it's just the game that gives anyone the chance. So the three lads are all capable if the balls don't go my way. So I'll just try and take the chances.
Well, thanks a lot, Gareth, and good luck for tonight.
Thank you.
So that's the Godfather, Gareth Hibbett, and we'll be coming up next against Andrew Whitfield in the second match of the evening. So next professional that we're going to talk to is the mad dog himself. It's Myles Deleuse. Myles, welcome to the Champions Cup. We saw you earlier on YouTube. Delighted with the point?
In the end, yes, yeah, with lack of table time and what have you that recently because due to my hand and what have you. But I'm quite happy with that in the end, really.
Yeah, you said the injury that you've had to your wrist. Do you sort of know what form you're in coming into this event?
Not really. Obviously, lack of match practice because I missed a few tours this season as well, which has affected my ranking. I just need to break well and cut out the silly errors.
And from that first match, do you feel a bit more confident on the table now? Because obviously it probably plays faster than probably what you're used to doing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, quite happy with the setup. The table's playing really nice. So, really confident.
Right, well, good luck for the rest of the evening, Myles. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's Mad Dog Myles Deleuse. And if you were watching earlier on YouTube, you'd have seen Myles up against Jason Hill. Top of the bill, Jason Hill, one of his many nicknames. Jason, welcome to Champions Cup.
Evening, Kevin.
The match earlier on, how do you feel that went?
Started off great, a broken dish. I thought, great, brilliant start. And then I just sat down and next minute I'm 2-1 down. I'm thinking, played well and I'm 2-1 down. But then the second half, it wasn't great. It was a game of two halves, basically. The first half was perfect pool, and the second half was there was a few mistakes from both of us. So probably 3-all's probably about fair, I think.
You've been a bit scarce on the tournaments, certainly with the IPA for the last sort of few months. What do you think your form is coming into this event?
To be honest, I probably lost the love for the game I don't know what's happened, but 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I just thought, all right, I'll start playing again. Maybe it's the TV tournaments and that. And I mean, the last few years I've put very little time in. When people say they've not played, I seriously haven't played. But the last 3-4 weeks I've put in a bit of time, put some practice in with good players, and the results are improving. And you know, hopefully it'll be showing tonight in my results.
Well, it certainly could do. And Jason, good luck for the rest of the evening.
Thank you.
Top of the bill, Jason Hill there. And last but not least, our final player tonight who only qualified last week at the Isle of Man qualifier. It's the Whig. It's Andrew Whitfield. Andrew, welcome to Church Fenton and the Champions Cup.
Thank you.
You must be absolutely thrilled to win that qualifier last week and make your way here tonight.
Yeah, it's my first experience in an event like this, so I'm really looking forward to it. I've been all week.
Have you been getting a lot of feedback and support from friends back home?
Yeah, I've had messages of friends and family today, so it all helps. I'm just looking forward to it. I'm coming into it with nothing to lose.
Yeah, and you had a bit of table time earlier. What do you make of the table, the conditions and the arena?
A lot more reactive to what I'm used to, a bit pacier. But you've got to play at the top events, you've got to play in cloth like this, so you've got to get used to it.
And first match up now, coming up, a bit of a baptism of fire against the defending champion, Gareth Hibbett. What's your thoughts on that match?
Really daunting, but I got nothing to lose, so I'm just looking forward to it, Kev.
Do you think that makes you a danger?
I hope so.
Well, hopefully for you, you are. Good luck tonight, Andrew, and all the best for the tournament.
Thank you.
So we've met the players. So without further ado, let's get over to the voice of Poole and Jim White.
Yes, it's the qualifier against the defending champion. A lot of people sitting back in their chairs at home waiting to see how Gareth Hibbett is going to set out his stall. High expectations indeed. 2-5 to win this group. And I tend to agree with our pundit in the studio, Mark Pickworth, who says Andrew Whitfield has to approach this match as though the pressure is on Gareth Hibbett. Well, it's easy to say. It's another to produce. The players are at the table, so let's get it going.
Group A, match 2, best of 6 frames. First frame, Gareth Hibbett to break. Time running.
So Gareth Hibbett, the prohibitive favorite, won this event last year. Seems very calm, almost like ice water running through his veins. And I wonder if my colleague Kevin Barton has made his way from the floor into the comm box, and he exudes that type of coolness, Kevin, but is he that cool?
Well, yes. He is. He's one of those players that everybody loves to watch, Gareth Hibbett. He is. I describe him as just relentless, because the way he plays the game, you know, anybody who's aspiring to play this game, this is the guy you want to watch. And, you know, on and off the table, absolute professional. And he's just got every facet of the game, and, you know, one of the best players that has played this game. And he's in great form as well, winning the grand finals last weekend. And so yeah, he's going to be in the mix, and hence his, you know, huge odds-on prices.
Well, he goes at his work with a nice steady pace. Those eyes rarely leave the playing surface. Always a sign of a man not only in control of his nerve, but firmly focused on the task at hand. And this is a great start. Just exactly what you'd want. When you come out, you know you're a massive favorite. The Godfather.
And he's just picking up from where he left off in the Isle of Man. This was the sort of form that took him to the title.
Frame.
And quick as you like.
Manufactured by a terrific break, takes it home. 1-0 to our defending champion. But it'll be the qualifier Andrew Whitfield to break. Second frame. Starting to heat up. Champions Cup live, coming to you here on Sporty Stuff TV. Along with Kevin Barton, I'm Jim White, enjoying all the action. And there will be a lot of action. Our first match already in the bank. It was a 3-3 draw. Jason Hill versus Myles Deleuse.
Frame
So
Andrew Whitfield to break, trailing 1-0.
All right, big moment
Match.
now.
Running.
Big moment now for Andrew. Got to make sure.
yeah, chance.
Sorry, Jim. Got to make sure that he plays the table and not the occasion. Easier said than done.
Yeah, chance to settle in, isn't it, Kevin? Trying to lasso those nerves because you know they're there.
Well, they're definitely there. I could tell when I was just chatting to him beforehand, and you know, rightly so. You know, he's new to the tour. He's only been on the tour 1 year, and to qualify for this event is a fantastic achievement in itself.
10
Those qualifiers
Extension
were
call.
pretty brutal.
Well, he hasn't left himself the easiest lay of the land. Yeah, choosing a difficult yellow just because yellows were sat that much better, but this is not same thing really applies to Gareth. He hasn't left himself. Well, having said that, looks like he may be able to get through that one.
You're just working out his path. He's a pretty brisk player around the table, is Gareth.
Yeah, it almost looked like he could have got through to that one awkward yellow there. But Gareth is going to see the plot a lot clearer than I am.
And already the signs are looking a little bit ominous for Andrew Whitfield. We're only in the second frame.
Yeah, something that I think it might have been Myles or Jason had mentioned after their first match that the table felt a little quicker than what they're used to playing in their clubs. When you put new cloth on a match table, it's always going to play a lot quicker than what these players would be used to.
Yeah, and there's some serious lights that you can't see on your picture that's above this table. And they'll just add a few miles per hour as well.
Ten seconds.
Well, has he bumped that hard enough?
Well, I think it's
I'm not sure. The other yellow's in the open.
I think he's just reminding us that he is human. I'm surprised he went that way, to be honest. I thought he'd have come down to this bottom end of the table first. He's trying the cocked hat.
Yeah, he knew he wasn't going to be leaving Andrew with anything easy to get started. As you'd expect, very calculating player is Gareth Hibbett. But Andrew's got to take advantage of every opportunity that comes his way.
10 seconds.
Yeah, however hard they are. He's got to play, like you say, Jim, play like it means nothing when it means everything.
The two reds on the right-hand side look like they're going to have to be developed, Kevin, if he's going to try and win it this visit.
Yeah, I think the top one will double. So I think this
seconds.
is the key to this frame. No, it's played safe. I think he might have left this one just by the look on his face. Maybe the double didn't go.
10 seconds.
Real test of cueing here. Wow.
I think he was up to it.
Pretty straight on this yellow, so you'll just draw the cue ball back, get in line with the black. Not bad. Still got to make it.
Yeah, these can be tricky. He's got to be careful he doesn't catch that near jaw.
Frame.
Oh, he was careful enough. It's a 2-0 advantage to Gareth. The Godfather dictating terms out there right now. He's having it all his own way.
So Jim, when you commentated on that final and Gareth won, what were your thoughts on his performance? Was that the first time you'd sort of really seen him in that tournament, seen him play?
Well, you know something, I remember reading his bio too, and I saw that he had made back-to-back 147s, and I can't remember which, I think it might have been Dan Fairway I was commentating with, and I said, is this a misprint? He said, no, it's not. And I thought, well, if this man's capable of making back-to-back 147s, he has, he deserves all the praise that I can heap upon him, but he was super impressive, Kevin. Steady as a rock.
Yeah, he gets a lot of power into the break. He times the body movement as well. If you see his full body in that shot, he gets everything behind it, but it's all in sync and all timed perfectly.
Extension called.
Yeah, he's just, he's got all the experience, and obviously with winning, you know, that breeds confidence. But he just measures himself so well. There's no unforced movement at the table. Again, always a sign of that, you know, that confidence and that self-assuredness. He's a man with a plan.
10 seconds.
He's a very active player as well. You know, he plays a lot of tournaments, plays a lot of snooker. So he's always going to be queuing to a pretty high level.
Yeah, he delivers the cue so well. Dead straight on the intended line. Found the gap to get up table for that red near the top right corner. And again, just wants to be sure exactly how he wants to take these last few reds out. At the end of the day, though, Kevin, in any cue sport discipline, it's really about cue ball control. You keep that white under wraps, you're going to make your task pretty simple. And just like Gareth is showing us here, it looks ridiculously easy. It's not.
Yeah, he showed us he was just about human in that last frame. But it's back to normal. Break and dish there for Gareth Hibbett, and he races into a 3-0 lead, and justifying his huge odds-on odds.
Yeah, he took the words out of my mouth, showing us why he was such a prohibitive favorite. And next to come, Andrew will stay at the table, and he'll be up against Mad Dog, Myles Deleuse. Well, we saw Myles draw with Jason Hill. Andrew, right now, the best he can do is draw with Gareth Hibbett. He's already down 3-0.
3 frames to 0.
So he's got to make inroads into that deficit. And no better way than to start with a good, solid break.
Yeah, and if Gareth wins this 4-0, wow. Well, I'll probably stop on that comment after that break. But, you know, if Gareth does win 4-0, then Jason Hill and Myles Deleuse will have to match that. Otherwise, they are going to have to, you know, get some sort of result against the Godfather, which is going to be a tall order. So they've got to match whatever he does, and just to give themselves a
10
chance.
seconds.
Offers a hand to apologize, but he's quite happy to be at the table still.
He's hit that way too hard, and it's flew across the bottom rail, off the yellow, and in the middle of the pocket.
10 seconds.
Yeah, he just can't wait to get back to that chair. He just hasn't settled into this one, Andrew. In fairness, Gareth hasn't given him a lot of chances to settle in. But situational suffering is what I call that.
That's a nice way to phrase it,
10
Jim.
It applies
Extension call.
to a player in almost every match, doesn't it, Kevin?
I think I might be experiencing some of that on Wednesday.
Now, chance now for Gareth to put the seals on this one.
I think the yellow just to the right, bottom of the right centre, I think that just drops in that centre pocket. It's hard to tell on the camera angle, but he's not trying to move it, so I assume it does.
Well, if he played on this yellow in the middle of the table, doesn't look like
10
it's got a full
seconds.
pocket if it has one at all. So there's your answer.
A little bit of safety, giving his opponent all the respect. Could have pushed the boat out a bit, been 3-0 up, but played the right shot in the end.
10 seconds.
I think Andrew's just going to go for these. He doesn't want to leave anything out there.
Yeah, and I don't think Gareth is the type of player, from what we've seen, he really wants to get into a tactical exchange with either. But certainly Gareth owns the bottom right. As it sits, chance to maybe dislodge them as soon as he can.
He's got an angle. It looks good. Oh. Just a whisker away from knocking that yellow in.
Ten seconds.
Yeah, could never get enough pace in that white ball from that type of shot. So now it's it could be a Hail Mary.
Well, not a lot of choice, I guess. Threw the gauntlet down. The yellows are there. Quite possibly he's banking on that yellow nearest that right center pocket that you spoke about, Kevin.
10 seconds.
Well, he's making a little bit of hard work of these. He's not got a great angle on this yellow into the corner. So he's left himself the angle to get the white across, but this is no gimme. And if he misses, he'll be sticking the red up for Andrew. So,
Well, first real pressure moment that's going to appear for Gareth here.
10
Huge yellow.
seconds.
oh, just dropped. I didn't.
Only the pace allowed that yellow. The pace and gravity allowing that yellow to drop into that corner.
And this is a nasty little angle.
Well, the some performance, though. Gareth Hibbett did nothing to belie the heavy favoritism that was placed upon him before this group match started. Gareth Hibbett, our defending champion, off to a flyer, 4-0. And guys, you've got to be impressed.
That's why he was favourite, Jim, wasn't he? But he was the shortest price favourite I've ever seen on the pool well. But that was absolutely, I think all you can say is you are the king. Because I've seen something there, and he was fantastic.
Yeah, he really was. And Andrew, you got a feel for him there. He sat in a lot of that match in his chair. Had a chance towards the end, but I think probably when you've been off that table that long, it's very hard to come and try and get one off the Godfather.
Yeah, and don't forget the next match he's playing Myles. Now the bookies never had the lot in it. I don't know what the odds are now. If you look on our betting partners, I would say after what I see, we see Myles play early on the YouTube at the 9 o'clock match, and you've just seen what's happened there to Andrew. I would make Myles an hot favourite now in my eyes. Not too hot, but I would say in my eyes he'll be about a 4 to 5 chance to beat Andrew, because really Andrew there, he never took part. I know he was up against the top, as you said, the Godfather, but it'd be interesting to see how they price this one up now online. There's got to be some different prices, I would have thought, yeah.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Andrew's not had the best of sort of chances there, but he's going to be a bit more relaxed now, and he just needs to let his arm go, and just, you know, he could get a result against Myles, because Myles has had a few errors in that first match.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Myles was 3-3 in the first match, wasn't he? So if Myles wins this, he's still got a chance of. Well, everyone's still got a chance of going through. But after what we've just seen now, I think we've seen a real good favourite going through there. And I like some of the sayings there from what did he say? An ill Mary, did he? Kevin said. What was that?
I didn't quite catch it all. I'm not sure.
It was something like he needs an ill Mary. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to come back in 3 minutes for match 2. So look for them odds. I think Myles can win match 2. Look for the odds. I think there could be a bit of value.
Champions Cup, Group A, match 3, best of 6 frames. First frame, Myles Deleuse to break. Time running.
Well, if it's Myles Mad Dog Deleuse up against Andrew the Wig Whitfield, you've got to think that Mad Dog against the Wig, there can only ever be one winner. I've got a feeling we haven't seen the best of Andrew Whitfield, yes.
Foul.
Well, Myles gets proceedings underway. Pretty good break again. But unfortunately,
one visit.
The white was kicked in off.
Running.
And first real good opportunity for Andrew Whitfield now. He didn't get a good opportunity like this against the Godfather, but he's got one now, so big chance for him.
Yeah, I just feel that the task was a little too big in his match against Gareth. I think he's going to fancy this one a little bit more, and having stayed out there, got a feel for the conditions, allow his nerves to settle in a little bit. I think you're going to see Andrew Whitfield show us what earned him his berth in this event.
So it's yellows is his choice. Well, it will be when he pots this one. Just needs to keep it really simple. If we were watching someone like Liam Dunster take this finish out, that white would just be moving it at a minimal amount of distance and he would just make it look as easy as you like. And with the pressure on, he just needs to do the same.
Yeah, always a formula for success, isn't it? Just limiting the movement for the cue ball.
Well, that's why Liam Dunster is the pro number one. He just makes his pattern so easy by putting that cue ball exactly where he needs it.
Yeah, looks like he just wants to roll through here and play the yellow to the center pocket. Straight on will do just nicely. Roll up for the yellow to the opposite side. And just a little short of what would be ideal.
Yeah, there was no value in short there. He could have been a little bit too hard. But now he's going to have to send this white up and down the table, miss the reds, and leave the black into the right centre, but doesn't want to be snookered behind this red.
Well, he's not, but he overhit that one by at least 2 feet.
Can he finish the job? Yes,
No,
he
what a
can.
black into the side. Terrific shot making exhibited by Andrew there. We knew he was capable. We knew how he earned the berth here. And it's 1-0 over Myles Deleuse.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a blow for Myles. He'll have been looking to secure a similar 4-0 victory as to what Gareth Hibbett did.
Frame 2.
I think that means for Myles now, he's going to have to beat Gareth Hibbett. He's going to have to win this match and beat Gareth Hibbett if he wants to progress to the next stage.
Well, he secured frame 1. Andrew at the table. And ball down. Another look at the break. Power with control. That's the key to success.
Yeah, good break. Brought the white back down the centre of the table.
10 seconds. Extension call.
He's had 3 breaks in this competition so far, Andrew, in his match and a bit, and he's pointed off every break. So the break is working.
All reds in the open.
Yeah, this is a glorious chance now. Again, doesn't have to do too much with the white. The 3 at the top end of the table all together, there should be no problem. And then it will come down to that one critical shot that we talk about to get position on this red into the bottom right corner. And he could be looking at a 2-0 lead. Andrew is new on the tour this year. Well, I say this year, 2021. We only just finished the 2021 season last weekend. And he's done pretty well. He's got a pretty respectable 52% win ratio, which in your first year is more than acceptable, and certainly something for him to build on next year, as well as the experience he's going to gain from playing in this event.
Well, he's going to have to leave the gap between the yellow and the black to the last red. And he's also going to have to dial long distance on this last red.
This is a test.
Passed for the time being, but he's going to need another one. A tricky black into the top left corner, where his line of sight will be looking away from the target pocket. To say it's missable is an understatement.
Yeah, I think he was conscious of not hitting that near knuckle and just gave a little bit too much to the right-hand side there, and didn't threaten the jaws in the end.
And I'm not sure whether or not those two yellows on the right side offer a plant into the top right corner. If they do, that might make Myles's job a little easier. They look awful close, don't they, Kevin?
Yeah, well, it's hard to tell. I don't think it is, but he's got a couple of balls here that he can run into those two balls. Yeah, too much side. Now he's putting himself under pressure. These are important moments in this competition for Myles. He doesn't want to let Andrew get 2-0 up.
10 seconds.
Well, he's playing safe here. He's just shown where he wants to draw the cue ball over near that pocket.
Looks good.
2 seconds. Total snooker. Time running.
Judged it well. Keeps himself in the frame. I think Andrew will probably just try and hit this one. Maybe just try and land on it. Can he see an edge? No, coming off two cushions, I would think.
10 seconds.
Yeah, keeping it in the middle of the table and near a pocket keeps the pressure on Myles as well.
Yeah, he's going to force him into this pot down into the left corner. That is going to be a tester. A little knee trembler.
10 seconds.
Well, it looks like he's looking to defend one more time. Open up those two yellows and try to lay the snooker on Andrew in so doing.
He's played that well. He's played that well. Had to make sure that that yellow bounced off the cushion in front of the white ball. All he wants now is just a visit, and he can go for these in one visit. He doesn't need the foul.
10 seconds.
Can Andrew pull anything out of the bag here?
Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit. Time running.
The chance, the real chance now for Myles materializes.
He just has to be clear about how he's going to go for these, because the red that's the yellow that's over the right centre, just next to the black, that could be tricky. So he's probably going to try and develop those two yellows with his free visit.
10 seconds.
Just about good enough.
Kevin, you mentioned something fundamentally that that really is evident for me, is how close Myles puts his cue hand. His bridge hand is very close to the cue ball, so it doesn't allow for a long take back, long takeaway. So what that does is it really errs on the side of precision, and you sacrifice power. It's effectively like shortening your golf swing.
Yep, and as we know, there's more than one way to skin a cat, different styles. It works for Myles. This long straight yellow. And this should be 1-all in the next few seconds. I'd just like to see Myles just attack the balls a little bit more. It just feels like he's hoping they go in rather than sending them in.
Frame.
Well, Myles looking full value there, secures the win, took his time, tactical battle, and he capitalized when it appeared. 1-1.
Yeah, big frame for Myles that. He'll be delighted to have got that on the board as he drinks his water. He's now just got to finish the job off now, needs to win 3 of the next 4 frames to try and secure those 2 points. Don't think a draw is going to be any good for either of these players. But if Myles can get to 4.
Frame 3.
He's
Myles
still
Deleuse
in.
to break. Scores are tied, 1 frame all.
And more importantly, he'll give
Time
him
running.
that confidence. So when it does come to the time to play Gareth, he's got something. He's got something there to build on.
Good break here and put him in good stead. Nothing down. That'll bring Andrew out of his chair. Well, remember, Andrew's last visit was that failed attempt at the black, where he had really done all the work and left himself with a chance to win the frame, if not for the miss on the black.
So again, this is one of those type of clearances you see a lot in our game, where they're all out in the open, but you've really got to work your map out, work your route out to make it as easy as possible. This is where the likes of, you know, the Mark Farnsworth, the Gareth Hibbetts, the Liam Dunsers, this is where they earn their money, by just making sure that they're almost 99 out of 100 for these type of clearances.
Yeah, and the top players too, they never look in trouble, do they, Kevin? They just control that cue ball so well.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see there, Andrew had the white there. It was heading to, you know, he didn't play anywhere near there, and just didn't quite have the control. But he's still got a shot, so.
10 seconds.
And he played that well.
Just got his berth last week at the Isle of Man qualifier. And securing that berth. You'd like to try and carry that momentum through.
10 seconds.
Yeah, he came through, I think it was about 30. Oh, he's just hit that one too hard. I think there was about 32 players. Came through the qualifier. Would have been hoping for a kiss on the red then, just to halt the path of the white ball to leave this yellow into the right centre. But now he's got a tricky one into the top right corner.
Yeah, his facial expression that I just saw there just showed me exactly that. He knows it's tricky. He's admitted that to himself, just taking a little extra time. He wants to settle into this shot. It's a big one.
Looks good. Oh, excellent shot. Where's the white? Oh, he's okay.
Little fortunate.
These are nervy ones. Is it going to reach?
It's not.
Foul. One free
Wow.
shot, one visit. Time running. Time out.
Well, remember that term? Situational suffering?
Time running.
Yep, I think there's going to be some of that going on. That was one of those horrible little shots that when you're feeling it, you really don't want to be playing. But he had to do, of course.
Well, twice he's had a chance at the final black. And is this one going to cost him the frame as well?
Myles going for the tricky one along the rail. Pretty confidently. He certainly seems a better player, Jim, Myles, when he's striking the ball a bit more firmly. Do you sense that?
Yeah, when he plays with a little more conviction. Under normal circumstance, I think he kind of gave himself that one and never really gave it a second look, but you can be thankful that he hasn't left anything on the black. Well, nothing easy anyway.
Yeah, so
Andrew looking at the side cushion.
10 seconds.
Could be side cushion, bottom cushion, and clip it in.
Foul. 1 free shot. 1 visit. Time running.
Yeah, if he'd given that a little bit more, he could have clipped that in. He was on the right lines.
Well, surely that has to cost him the frame.
Well, it should do, but we've seen Myles make a couple of real unforced errors. Just can only be concentration or pressure. Easy pots that you get in his sleep, and they'll be in the back of his mind. And again, he's just not 100% perfect here. But played that well with some nice right-hand side to come off the cushion. Certainly seems a completely different player when he's really striking the ball.
No, it doesn't want to be dead straight. Just any angle at all.
Well, I think he's going to be deep screwing this back up and down the table, which is going to be a challenge with his short cue action. Can he punch it across? Whoa.
Challenge accepted.
It was there when you needed it.
Frame.
What was I saying about a lack of cue power? He showed us some there. Myles Deleuse. He's taken the last 2 frames and with it, a 2-1 advantage.
Yeah, got some nice action on this cue ball. Fizzing back. Didn't overhit it. But, perfectly played to leave the easy black, and that's going to be another confidence booster for Myles. He knows he can play.
He does. Something he needs too. You can never, ever overstate
Andrew Whitfield to
what
break.
being confident out there and being settled can do for your game. You always want to give a good account of yourself.
Yeah, this competition's probably come a little bit too soon for Myles, as he's coming back from the injury and, not had much table time.
Foul.
And, I mentioned at the start of the match that, he has beaten Gareth Hibbett. He beat him 8-3 in the British Professional Championship in 2018 when he was certainly much more active. So you can see that, the ability is there.
Well, the cue ball kicked into the corner pocket. You just can't legislate for something like that happening. But again, another big opportunity for Myles here.
after that developing shot. I think we can, well, he wanted to go for red. Can he get that one into the right centre? No. Well, I think he got a kick then, Jim. That sounded like a kick contact.
Sounded a bit heavy for sure. But either way, a massive let-off. And never even put Andrew under any kind of heat at all, did he?
No. And again, it was that tentative first shot on the developing shot. He just needed to give it a little bit more, and then the reds wouldn't have been a problem.
Extension called.
It's certainly easy to say from the commentary box. You know, Myles, you know, as he said, he's not played in many tournaments. He is ring rusty. And fully understandable that he's just not quite getting through the ball as well as he would like.
Ten seconds.
Tricky finish. Yeah. He's just making his work a little too difficult, and you know, you start digging yourself a hole, eventually the dirt starts coming in on top of you.
Yeah, I'm not sure he had a full pocket for that one. But thought he had enough, but just couldn't quite execute the shot. He's still in control in this frame, so he shouldn't be too down. And he's got a good chance here to have a go at these as well.
You know, Myles looking to try and secure that third frame, and with it at least another point, whether it puts him in good stead or not. I mean, you've already done a little bit of math in your head, haven't you, Kevin? So Gareth is in the catbird seat, obviously, with his 4-0 win over Andrew in the last match.
Yeah, it's definitely in the box seat. And he'll be playing Jason Hill next. I think he plays Jason Hill next. But either Jason or Myles are going to have to, I think, beat Gareth to progress to the next phase.
Yes, it will be Gareth and Jason to play next. In a match that you have to feel if Gareth can win that one in very convincing fashion, he'll have done all his work.
Yeah, he'll have one foot in the next phase. We saw Liam Dunster on the opening night have 3 4-0 victories. But he came undone in the final, that dramatic final against Corey Rees. The old phrase, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Would have liked that white to have come back another 6 inches. We've just made this this last 3-ball finish pretty straightforward.
It does seem so, that Myles just kind of bides his time and waits and pounces at the end. And this frame looks to be following suit.
Just want to make sure he leaves
10
himself
seconds.
a tiny little angle. Just like that.
Gets the cue ball away from the cushion so he can cue it this comfortably. Black ball center pocket for a 3-1 lead.
Frame.
And 3-1 confirmed. Well done, Myles Deleuse. You capitalize when it counts the most, and with it, you assure yourself of a 3-1 advantage and at least 1 point with the draw. And as we've already noted, our next match, Gareth Hibbett, who won his first match 4-0 up against Jason Hill, split with Myles Deleuse 3-3 in the opener. So Gareth with every chance to book his place into the next round.
Yeah, those two players know each other very well. It'll be an interesting
Frame
tussle.
5. Myles Deleuse to break. Leading 3 frames to 1. Time running.
And Myles needs to do what he couldn't manage in his first match, and that is to get to 4 and secure the 2 points. He's going to have 2 bites at the cherry. Where's that white going? Oh.
Foul. 1 free shot. 1 visit. Time running.
The break has deserted him in this match.
Yeah, he knows it. But he's perked up in his seat. He has to feel like he's going to get an opportunity in this frame. He's got one in every other.
10 seconds.
As strong as Andrew has looked at the outset of the frames, he's not finishing. And that has been his downfall.
Yeah, and the developing shot there he tried hasn't come off. And if you're a Myles Deleuse fan, or you've had a little flutter on Myles to win this match, you just
10 seconds.
had a little bit of a reprieve. So how's Andrew going to play this? Is he going to push the boat out, or is he just going to try and play a little containing safety?
Time out. Touching ball. Time running.
It is the containing safety, although he has left Myles a yellow into the top left. Our referee Ben Taylor
10
Fuente,
seconds.
he's called a touching ball.
Extension called.
So that does open up a couple of extra opportunities for Myles of how he wants to play this.
Yeah, another frame that, as it sits, there's no obvious advantage to either player. So we kind of sit back and wait to see if a mistake can be extracted.
Foul.
Well, that was...
Or unextracted.
1 free shot. 1 visit.
That was a
Time running.
little bit cruel, But this is the chance that Myles needs to secure the 2 points. I would think his first shot is to try and bump away this red from this bottom corner pocket.
10 seconds.
But he's seen something else. So it's just about working out his pattern. I mean, the two yellows that are nearest that red in the bottom right, I think they're both going to the left corner, so he could just be playing position on them into that pocket.
And that'll make position to those yellows a little easier.
Yeah, he's worked that out well. Judged the pace really well. I think this could be the critical shot in this frame. He's going to make sure he screws that white back a couple of inches. This is when you don't want the tension in the arm.
10 seconds.
Well, Kevin, that doesn't look bad.
Yeah, cued that really nice. Cued that really nice. Nice and relaxed. But his cue ball is a little bit loose on that one.
Big shot here. And a big moment with it.
Yeah, and he's got to play it with a little bit of pace to get the white off the cushion for the yellow into the right corner, and he's played that absolutely fantastically. And that is going to set him up now to get to 4 frames and get the 2 points on the board, and he will top the group.
Frame and the
Myles
match. Myles
Deleuse
4 frames to 1.
finishes every single frame in flying colors, and with it secures a 4-1 win over Andrew Whitfield. Puts him top of the group. Well done, Myles Deleuse. He can sit back now, enjoy a cup of tea, and wait for his 3rd and final match.
Well, I just had a text there, Jim, from a pal of mine in Scotland, Paul the Milk, and you know what job he does, Paul the Milk?
A milkman?
No, he's a plumber.
Oh, right.
And he said, Gal, how did we get the money there? He backed Myles to win that match, and he said, like, you know, we looked like going 2-0 down, didn't we? And we finished up winning 4-1, so had a bit of luck on our side there, but a bit of experience told there, did it, in the end? I know Myles is just coming back. He's not been, you know, not played on the circuit that much, hasn't he? But Jim said something there, I think it was Kevin, that he's got an 8-9-3 or an 8-3 winning margin over the Godfather as well, going back 3 or 4 years as well.
Yeah, he has. Head-to-head, they're one each. Gareth beat Myles 3-0 in the Worlds, and then Myles has also had a result against Gareth 8-3.
So he can hit a ball, Myles. You see it there, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. He can prove himself, and he's going to have Gareth next in his last match, so he's got it all to do. And it's going to be very interesting last matchup, that is.
Yeah, and I think the next match is going to be tricky as well. The bookies are asking for 1-3, the Godfather, and just looking down here, 2-1, Jason Hill. Some of our betting partners are betting draw no bet, which is fair. You know, if you think it's going to be a draw, if you don't want to put the draw into the betting part in the market, and 1-3 the Godfather, 2-1 Jason Hill. Is that a big price, 2-1 Jason?
Yeah, it is, because he's more than capable of getting, and he's played Gareth hundreds of times. I'm not sure what the score is. You'd expect Gareth just to be sort of winning, definitely a lot, but because Gareth's been playing quite a lot recently, it definitely makes him big favourite. But Jason Hill, he's going to be a tricky little customer, and he could cause a little upset. But Gareth's in form. You just can't see past him, to be honest.
So there's plenty of value out there. You've got 3 minutes if you fancy looking for the odds. Don't forget our betting partners. They're all behind us this evening as well. We've got them all on the wall here, so that's good. So have a little look. We'll be back in 3 minutes with 1-3, 2-1. Is Jason Hill a bit of value, 2-1? Draw no bet? I think he could be.
Champions Cup Group A, match 4. Best of 6 frames. First frame, Gareth Hibbett to break. Time running.
Good friends off the table. rivals on it. They know each other's games inside out. Gareth Hibbett, Jason Hill. The time has come. The friendship is outside. In here, only the winner can talk. Well, Mark Pickworth has made his way from the studio to join me in the comm box. And Mark, do you think they might be playing for dinner as well?
Well, they won't be friends now, that's for sure. It'll be a very interesting matchup. I don't think there'll be anything like a dinner on it or anything. But I just like the way that Gareth breaks. He's been breaking really positively. And he's going to take some beating.
Well, and we already know that Myles Deleuse has secured 3 points with his win in the last match over Andrew. And big chance now for Gareth Hibbett. If he wants to go top of the table, a big win, a convincing win here over his buddy would secure it.
10 seconds. Ten seconds.
It's very measured, as we've already noted. Gareth, much like Liam Dunster, really, you just don't see any unforced errors creeping into his game. No carelessness.
No, you don't, Jim. I mean, we saw it in the opening match where he just went out of position just that once, but he's not really give the players any sort of indication that he's going to be doing it again. He just seems to be so precise around this table. Looks a little bit short there if he wanted to play for the one on the cushion first, or can he get through to it?
Yeah, he's had a couple looks at it. Doesn't look like he's on it. Now he's got the perfect angle on the red now to drop onto that one near the bottom cushion. Speed is everything here. He's overdone it. He's overcooked it.
Total snooker.
Yeah, he has, and just as we was talking, he weren't going to have a mistake, and we have seen one. I mean, it all, because he played for the gap, as he just dropped that one down the cushion. That's where the sort of out of positions come now.
10 seconds.
And now he's going to be really struggling to win this opening frame.
Well, he certainly isn't the favorite anymore. A lot of options for Jason.
Yeah.
Well, if he does decide, sorry, Mark, if he does decide to go for the game here, I mean, the telltale sign will be the yellow that he leaves for last to drop onto the one near the bottom cushion, which you have to assume will be the last one he plays.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. He's going to be taking these three out in the top half of the table, but that is going to take a huge positional shot. I mean, I can't really sort of see him going down towards the bottom end of the table, but he has got an option here of going down there if he wanted to. Or is he going to just try and keep it simple?
Yeah, I think he's looking. Now, he'll play the yellow over the right corner, second last, and leave himself the angle to play off the side cushion, and get down for that last yellow.
Yeah, and you've got to say he's got a big target into that area there. Like a dustbin lid.
Well, once the chance arrived, Jason was up to the task. A yellow and the black away from securing the first frame. And you could have had 2-1 on Jason to win this match. You fancy it now. He opens with a win in frame number 1 and leads the tournament favorite Gareth Hibbett, the defending champion, 1-0.
Yeah, he does, and that's the first frame Gareth's dropped now. Can Jason just sort of capitalise on this now? He needs to get his break working. You've seen a couple of dry breaks from him in his first match. If he gets his break working, he could get a result here in this fourth match.
Yeah, the break is everything. Like having a big serve in tennis, long drive in golf. It just sets up the frame. Ball's down. A few, in fact. And worth another look. Good contact.
Yeah, 3 reds, one yellow. Pretty big break. And these yellows have all got pockets.
Yeah, I think in his mind, he wanted to try and take out the yellows at the top end of the table, Mark. But that plan looks like it's just changed.
Yeah, it has. I mean, he definitely needs to take this one out of the equation first, and then he'll be leaving the one that's sort of in the bottom half of the table. He'll be leaving that till last, so he could have a simple black into the left middle. But he needs to make sure he leaves the right angles to get down the table for that one in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, this looks promising. And shooting that one right into the eyes of Gareth Hibbett.
Yeah, well, and this will punish Gareth Hibbett to the max. And when you play a top player, as Gareth is, this is exactly what you've got to do to him.
And he's perfect on this yellow with the angle to take the cue ball down the right-hand side and up near the yellow into the bottom right corner. Ideal.
Absolutely. He's not going to have to do a lot with the white ball. Just push it down there. That's not bad.
He doesn't look the same player that we saw against Myles Deleuse in our first match of the evening, does he?
No, he don't, but remember what he did in the first frame when he broke against Myles. He cleared him up, and he's just going to, looks like he's going to be doing the same in his first frame of breaking.
Into the right side for a 2-0 advantage. Strong start from Jason Hill. A break and clearance, establishing a 2-0 lead. A possibility of 6 frames to be played unless one player gets to 4 quickly. But 2-0, a great advantage.
Yeah, these are the advantages that you want, Jim, especially against Gareth Hibbett. But how is Gareth going to respond? Is the pressure going to be on? In these short races, you can't make too many mistakes. And Gareth can't afford one here off his break.
Gareth knows he's made one mistake, one bad positional shot. It's effectively cost him 2 frames. Happy to see that red find the corner pocket, stay at the table.
Yeah, you took the words right out my mouth there. Definitely that red just sort of dropped. The white ball was a little bit all over though, Jim.
Extension called.
Lucky he didn't come off the table.
Well, it must be a tricky table if Gareth Hibbett is calling for an extension to try and weigh up the options. You can see near the top right, red and yellow glued together, Mark. That presents a problem.
Yeah, very untidy table, but can he pot this yellow into left centre? And can he just screw into his problem area straight away? It looks tight.
Well, I think he tried, Mark. I think he was trying to dislodge that red away from the yellow.
Yeah, he did. I think he's going to have another opportunity here. Can he get enough on this one on the top cushion to get back round the black and dislodge him again? I'm sure it's his only option.
10 seconds.
Yeah, this game can be very cruel at times.
Yeah, it can. I think, well, obviously with this game, when sort of things go wrong, they sort of
10
continue to go wrong. It's so hard to get yourself back in prime position. And now he's taking them balls in the top half of the table. He's going to need some big shot to get up there to get that yellow into play. And that's if he gets another chance, Jim. Jason could go all out attack here. Take the one in the top left-hand corner and go straight into that couple of
10
balls on the
seconds.
right cushion. It just depends how he feels.
He's digging into the cue ball. Well, he's coming around to look. It's got the red over the side pocket. That's easy. But if he took the red to the bottom right corner, one of the two that he's nearest,
10 seconds.
that completely opens the table up.
Yeah, it does, and he'll play this in a way that if he misses, it will cover the pocket. But well, I think he, obviously with his body language there or his facial reactions, I think that tells the story. He wanted to leave it over the pocket.
If he decides to go for the game
10
here,
seconds.
it's going to be all about position from the second last to the last red. So in his mind, he should be weighing up which red he wants to leave on to attack the one near the bottom cushion.
Yeah, he's got a bit of an angle here. He's going to have to come possibly down the right-hand side of the table. I don't think he can come straight back down unless he can pinch some of the pocket.
Well, it was never going to be easy. It was always going to be the problem getting to that last red. And that chance must have been thrown away. And Gareth Hibbett, well, he's going to survive a scare. Or is he? Well, there's one problem gone, another one to come.
That's the beauty of this game, though, Jim. Anything can happen, and the way that he's hit that red has come round all round the angles and gone in the top left-hand corner. What is he going to do next?
Foul.
Well,
One
we
free
got
shot,
the answer.
one visit, time running.
You really can't see Gareth failing. Not
Time
from
out.
here.
No, definitely not. And this, he's
Time
just
running.
been waiting for a chance. He sort of got a bit lucky, really, Gareth, because Jason Hill, you've got to say, he had a chance there to go 3-0 ahead. I just thought he played a real negative shot into the bottom right-hand corner. He should have gone all out attack, just like he did on his first shot.
Important to send a message over too to Jason. Like he's got to be fit for the fight.
Yeah, he has, but these are like bread and butter to Gareth.
Frame.
Secures his first frame. He still trails 2-1 to Jason Hill, but the defending champ off the mark. Jason Hill gave himself a chance, smashing this red and fluking it off 2 cushions into the corner, but in the end, was this too much? Too late. But the Godfather, important that the defending champ lets all the
Frame
players
4.
in the event
Jason
know
Hill to break.
he is not going to give this title away easily,
Time
and the
running.
path to the championship trophy goes right through his home. Frame 4, Jason Hill to break.
Wow.
Well, he's definitely got the measure of the break.
He certainly
And
has. And that's 3 reds again there, Jim. I mean, for me, he'll probably take yellows,
10
but
seconds.
the reds are not too bad.
Second time he's left the table somewhat prematurely. When following a good break, he's looked in pretty strong position. And that has to be weighing on his mind.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange choice of shot. He just went all out
10
attack.
seconds.
I mean, normally when you pop like 3 of one set, you normally go for the other one, because you've got a bit more insurance with a lot more options with balls on table. I'm not sure that was the correct decision there from Jason.
Gareth having a look at that tricky yellow that's nearest the black, just to see if it is
10
available
seconds.
to the right side. It's close. No, he didn't catch that as expected. He wanted a thicker hit on that red to leave that yellow over the pocket.
Yeah, he did. I mean, if he did get a thicker contact on the red, then that would have probably really put that yellow out of commission as well. So really, it's a good
10
chance
seconds.
here, Jason. Just trying to get a little bit of control.
As he got this red in deep enough to stop that yellow from passing.
Ten seconds.
These are anxious moments for both players.
Yeah, they are. And probably more so for Gareth, because he knows if he lets Jason have this frame, he won't be able to get another 2 points on the board, and it will make this group wide open.
Ten seconds. Extension called.
A lot of experience at the table between these two. Well, this is an outside chance for Jason. Not a straightforward one.
10 seconds.
Yeah, he's wondering about that one too.
Yeah, very loose shot there from Jason. That sort of just shows that he's not been at too many tours this season, and it just shows a little bit of lack of practice. He's really sort of paid dividends here, and it's give Gareth a great opportunity now. But
you know,
again,
yeah, amazing. Well, and that red nearest the right corner would afford position to the tricky one nearest the cushion, whether or not it passes to the bottom left. But, you know, it's interesting to note that Jason started this match out in unbelievable form, much like he did in his opening match against Myles Deleuse, where he broke and dished up.
yeah, he did, and the wheel sort of fell off towards then, and the way he's queuing at the moment, it's pretty dreadful. He nearly needs to get back into some sort of... He just needs to concentrate a little bit, because he's winning this match.
10 seconds.
Yeah, sometimes when you get guys that are good friends off the table playing in a match, just that little bit of killer instinct that you need to have at the table, it's just not there, is it?
No, it isn't. But is he gonna go for all these? Is he
10
going out for
seconds.
this? It's a big shot.
I'm not sure that shot didn't favor Gareth more than it favored Jason, even though Jason made a ball.
Yeah, definitely don't. It was a bit of good news and bad news for Jason. He's going to need another big shot. He's just trying to cover the pocket. But when you've got three reds against 6 yellows, you're sort of always the second favourite. I think that look there tells a bit of a tale. It really does. Is Gareth going to really hide him behind these 2 yellows, or is he going for this?
10 seconds.
Yeah, you're waiting for one of these guys to just grab this match by the scruff of the neck and drag it home, because you just feel like it's there waiting to be taken.
Yeah, it is. And you know, if Gareth does get this frame and just take this finish out, it's going to be him to break next. And normally what happens, he will break and clear, and all of a sudden Jason is looking like losing the match, which he should have been close to winning.
Well, maybe just marginally overscrewed that. Wanted a little bit more of a stun draw. And so this is a tricky red, or sorry, tricky yellow. Nicely played. For 2-2.
Frame.
It's there, and Gareth Hibbett just taking advantage of too many mistakes thrown his way. 2-0 he trailed. He's won the last two to level it up. 2 apiece, and we will see all 6 frames in this match. There you see the table as it stands right now. As we said, Myles Deleuse with 1 win and 1 draw, just top of the table, but still an awful lot of pool to be played before that one is clear cut.
There it is. You just got to feel if this does end in a draw, Myles
Frame
Deleuse
5.
will be very happy.
Gareth Hibbett to break.
And the last game against
Scores
Gareth
the time, 2
Hibbett
frames
will be
all.
sort of deciding
Time
who
running.
goes through. But Gareth Hibbett, he's had 4 breaks and he's potted off every break so far. Is that going to continue?
Extension.
Yeah,
call.
that is a useful break, regardless of what color he chooses.
Yeah, you've got to say he's got to look at reds, especially with that red covering that black. And these are all there for the taking. And as I said, that mistake from Jason Hill, all of a sudden he's been sat in his chair and he's going to be looking at like losing this match.
Ten seconds.
How a match can turn. Jason will be kicking himself, though. He definitely had control.
Yeah, he has, and he knows what Gareth can do to him when he's not at the table. He's pretty devastating, and that break of Gareth's is pretty a useful weapon.
Frame.
He's won the last 3 on the spin. 3-2 he leads, assures himself of at least a point, and at worst will go joint top of the table with 3 points with Myles Deleuse. But Gareth Hibbett, he wants a little bit more than that. A chance to win the match. 3-2 in front.
Yeah, 3-2 ahead. Jason to break. He's been pretty successful off his break. We've seen 3 reds potted on the 2 breaks that he's had in this match. Well, we're going to see that again.
Final frame. Jason Hill to break. Trailing 3 frames to 2. Time running.
Well, he's got to get on with the business at hand. Forget about the chances he's had. A good break. And take it home.
Foul.
That's usually what happens. When you have so many chances and you've thrown them away, the balls remember.
1 free shot. 1 visit. Time running. Extension call.
Yeah, big chance here for Gareth now as he surveys the table.
Yeah, so I think that obviously works out what he's going to be taking. These reds, he just tied the yellows up now. And these reds, they've all got pockets.
I don't think this is going to take too long. The bleeding isn't going to last long for Jason.
No, definitely not. And like you say, now we've took these ones out in the top half of the table. You go down to the bottom half, and then last 3 balls there are going to be pretty easy. Overrun this a touch, but he'll be fine.
I was going to say, still choice of reds. Whichever one he prefers. Either one is going to afford position to the black nicely.
10 seconds.
Yeah, he's just got to sort of drop it in and then he'll be fine. Doesn't have to do too much with a cue ball.
Just too many mistakes. Jason Hill started the match out so strong, but in the end,
Frame and the match.
it was Gareth Hibbett who
Will
laughed
face
last.
to
A 4-2 win goes top of the table. 2 wins with 2 matches played, and the defending champ, strong and steady as you would expect. Next up, it'll be Andrew Whitfield once again, and Jason Hill stays on the table.
Well, it's going to look like it's all down to our last match this evening now then, isn't it? Because whoever wins the last match goes through.
Yeah, they do. And Gareth, he's only going to need a point as well in that last match. And that'll be enough for him to get through to the next stage.
Frame 4 there was so important, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Jason was winning 2-1. He looked a certainty to go 3-1 up. He would have got a point. He could have even won. That was frame 4. The mistakes in that match was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. And they had quite a few mistakes, you know, a piece really. And
look at the league table now. If we can see the league table, how does it stand now with... Well, it's all down the last match, isn't it, Mark?
yeah, so Gareth Hibbett is on 4 points, so clear as, and then Myles there 3 points. But if Myles wins that last match, he will be through. Jason Hill, Andrew Whitfield, that's it. They're out now because Gareth Hibbett's on 4 points, so no one can get to 4 points out of them 2. So it is going to go down to this last match.
You're just looking at the odds for the next match here. Really, there's nothing to play for. There's nothing in the betting as well. It's like 6-4 each to 2 and 2-1 the tie. Maybe 2-1 the tie could be a bit of value.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, they've got nothing to play for now. Just need to let the cues go, enjoy the moment, and get yourself ready for the next tournament.
Andrew, you never know. Andrew could come out here. He's not won a match so far, as you said. His arm could go, and all of a sudden, you might see a different Andrew as well, mightn't you?
Yeah, let's cheer Andrew on. Let's see
3 minutes, and we'll see the next match. Have a look for the odds and the betting partners, and I think the tie could be a bit of value here. Around about 9-4, 5-2. I want to be at that odds. Do you, Mark? 5-2.
Absolutely.
Champions Cup Group A, match 5, best of 6 frames. First frame, Andrew Whitfield to break. Time running.
So Andrew secures the break up against Jason Hill. And Kevin, I'm wondering if you've shown up in the commentary box. You had a bit of a break in the last match. And if you're back here, when you've got a match like this that is basically just kind of making up the numbers, is this about just getting a little bit of playing experience?
Well, I think there's possibly a little bit more to it. I mean, if it means more to Jason than Andrew, because if he can get to 3 points, he might squeeze into event 3.
Ah, good point. Exactly right. as you call him a lucky loser, I guess?
Well, as one of the top 24 seeds, if for want of a better word, so the top 24 performing players from events 1 and 2 then qualify for event 3, obviously excluding the 2 that have already got through to the grand final.
10 seconds.
So, 3 points might be enough to get a place. So I think plenty for Jason. I don't think 2 points will be enough for Andrew to get in. I'm pretty certain that won't be enough. But 3, will keep him interested. And if he can win 4-0 and get that frame difference as high as possible, then you just never know.
And again, he's coming off the back of a defeat to Gareth Hibbett, in a defeat that had to sting because he led it 2-0 at one point and was looking very strong and lost 4 frames on the spin.
Yeah, and the start of that match, you could see the intensity in Jason, and it was a sort of match, as I was watching it, that, a few years ago, I think he would have won. Gareth gave him a chance in the first frame when we didn't expect it, and, he took his chance and then broke dish in the next, and, he was in the box seat. But, I just think that lack of match sharpness, the match just got away from him in that 3rd and 4th frame. And before you know it, Gareth's won 4-2.
Yeah, our defending champion, Gareth Hibbett, not the sort of player you want to let off the hook.
Well, he's played that pretty well. That was an ultra thin slice, and used the yellow to cushion the white ball. Can he get on the black though?
Ten seconds.
Well, there's your answer.
Yeah, he's played that really, really well. That was a lot better shot than it looked. Just screwing the white back off the yellow to get the position on the black. Very, very well played, Jason Hill.
Well, if there's one thing we know about Jason Hill, he knows how to start a match out. Yeah. Again, he did the very same thing with Myles Deleuse, the very first match of this evening. A break and clearance. He started out against Gareth Hibbett, winning the first 2, and here we go again. First match win against Andrew Whitfield, so he just needs to learn to finish.
Yeah, or just enter tournaments that are shorter races.
Frame 2. Jason Hill to break, leading 1 frame to 0. Time running.
Now, as we've said before, Jason, very, very experienced, and he's been a very good player for a very long time. Yeah, he's probably not hit the heady heights of a Gareth Hibbett or a Liam Dunster, but he is a tough competitor on his day. He's probably just lacking a little bit of match sharpness, and I think that's shown.
Well, you know what they say about experience, Kevin? It's what you get when you needed it.
10 seconds.
Yeah, well, he certainly needed it tonight. He needed it in that last match, really. And I don't know if they've come in the same car, but if they have, I'm sure there'll be a big autopsy from Jason. He does like to recount a story. We did wonder how many questions we were going to be able to ask him earlier when we interviewed the players. We thought it was going to be a maximum 1. I think we got 2 in.
10 seconds.
Well, he has to learn to try and keep that high level of concentration that he starts every match out with.
Yeah, I think Andrew's going to be, I know he probably came with few expectations, but I think he'll be a little disappointed tonight with his performance. But it is very, very strange surroundings when you're playing in this sort of arena, in front of these cameras,
10
on the
seconds.
television. It's completely different to playing in a tour event. And, you know, as we've said before, it's his first year on tour. He's going to get a lot from this. You know, he'll come back next year, or this year, and he'll be a stronger player for it.
Well, you just saw the fastest you're going to see Jason Hill move around the table. He knew the shot clock was winding down, so he had to get on his horse.
Yeah, I thought he dropped a pound coin at first, but it was the shot clock.
Well, once again, the same skeletons in the closet for Jason Hill. So strong at the outset.
Ten seconds.
And the reactiveness of the cloth there, just catching Andrew out. He just meant to stun the white ball into the black and just got into the white way too much.
Good recovery shot, though. But that yellow at the bottom end of the table, only available to one pocket. Well, I guess I should say one corner pocket.
10 seconds.
So the angle that he leaves on the second to last yellow to get down the left-hand side of the table for that yellow below the black will be all telling.
It will. He's only got a very small window where that white needs to be.
10 seconds.
Just wants to be just before that red. It's coming down to now. Oh, and he's played that well. He's played that really well. Just needs to finish the job off now. Screw the white down the table. Don't overhit it. Stroke it in. And again, the reactiveness of the cloth has just caught him out again, and he wanted to come through the gap between the centre pocket and that red, and just got too much into the white ball.
Ten seconds. Extension called.
Well, we saw him take a heave-ho at a red ball in his earlier match. And it's the same heave-ho here in the lap of the gods.
Well, they weren't very kind on him. Even though he'll be disappointed, Andrew, I think he's shown that he's got talent. It's just not been his night for many reasons. But you can see that there's definitely something there. And as I say, something for him to build on over the next few seasons as he builds that experience and gets used to playing in these sort of conditions.
10 seconds.
Knowing he's got the insurance policy of leaving that red to last, even if a miss did creep in.
He's firing in the double.
You wouldn't think it would be punished. The double there, putting him back in prime position. Another look at it. Players judge these so well, Kevin.
Yeah, they do now. The last 3-4 years with these black ball rules that are so attacking, the double has become part of the player's armoury now. You know, many years ago, it would have been, you know, the last resort. But yeah, it's part of a basic clearance now.
Well, I'm not too sure what he was trying to do there, but the path that the cue ball was taking, it could only have ever been a bad path, and in the end it was. And he's knocked the yellow into a position to make the escape tougher.
10 seconds.
Yeah, this is super difficult.
Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit, time running.
That would have made the highlight reel if he'd have managed to clip that red in. But as you've alluded to, Jim, he started off
10 seconds
in pretty good fashion, and it's all gone downhill from there.
Time running.
Wow. Well, he's he gave all his fans a fright then.
Well, he's giving his fans a chance to put their hands together now, though.
Frame.
The easiest to blacks and levels it up, 1 apiece. Jason Hill, Andrew Whitfield.
Yeah, they can come out from behind the cushion now. He's secured the frame. I'm surprised he picked the white up there. I thought he'd just nudge that yellow just towards that corner pocket. It's pretty straightforward. You know, playing that long black at slow pace when it's so close to the pocket was always going to be fraught with a little bit of danger.
Yeah, he likes to give everyone a little bit of a scare, but
Andrew Whitfield to break. Scores the side, 1 frame all.
He got the job
Time
done.
running.
Just makes
frame 3.
Just makes Jason. Wow. I was just
1
about
free
to say
shot.
it was making Jason
1
Hill's
visit, time running.
chances of making event 3 that little bit harder, but then he sends the white off the table. Wow, we've not seen that often. And look at the split he's left.
10 seconds.
I mean, he literally can take any colour he wants here. They're both there for the taking.
Yeah, when players start to struggle a little bit, now they start taking a little bit more time, and I always look for that movement that's a little tough to decipher, you know, and you do start to see a little bit of it with Jason.
Yeah, it's not your conventional cueist. He doesn't get down on the shot. His head's quite a way above the cue. You can see there, so good 8-10 inches maybe.
You see that elevated posture a lot more from American pool players that use what we call a loop bridge, where they loop their finger over, and if they put their chin on the cue, they lose sight of the cue tip as they pull it back. But with an open bridge, as Jason uses, you don't often see players stand up the way he does.
No, it's quite unique. He didn't used to be that high. I think he's probably, over the years, he just doesn't get quite down as much. He used to be a lot closer in years gone by. It served him well. He's been a good competitor over the years. Still enjoying his pool.
One good positional shot here. Get him from the yellow to the final black. Just got to steady himself.
He's come right in the middle of where he wants to be. A little bit harder or a little bit softer. I think he'll be taking this in the bottom left. It's a bit of a snip.
Frame.
Oh, good effort. Good shot. And a very good effort. Jason Hill, 2-1 in front now. A match that was going to be difficult to call, but much more important for Jason. He's already got 1 point in the bank. If he wins this match and gets to 3, as you've noted, Kevin, he's got an outside chance of getting through.
Yeah, he will get into the top 24. It's just how many will push him out as we go through event 2. So, you know, the more, well, obviously the 3 is the most he can get, but that frame, it will come down to frame difference. So he needs to win these next 2 really to
Frame
give
4.
himself the best chance
Jason Hill
possible.
to break, leading 2 frames to 1. Time running.
And with a 2-1 advantage, he's been breaking very well. Cue ball right down the middle of the table. Would have to be very unlucky to see it get kicked into a corner from there, so.
Would not come out as he would have hoped. The yellows are quite nice, and that will be his opening pot. But he's got a little bit of work to do in this bottom left-hand corner.
10 seconds.
He'll be looking to attack that as soon as he can. You start to feel that he's on a road to nowhere with this clearance.
Yeah, still near the bottom left corner, the yellow and red are a problem. So at some point, he's got to look to defend.
10 seconds.
Well, I think this could be a chance for Andrew. Can he see the red next to that yellow? Because the red does pop. Is there a gap through all those balls?
10 seconds.
Given the experience and the edge and experience to Jason Hill. You know, if he does force a little bit of a tactical foray, you have to feel it would favor him.
Yeah, it should do. It should do. But as we know, it doesn't always quite work out as what we expect. If Jason's going to keep messing up the chances, then you can have all the experience in the world, but you're not winning. This is a chance for Andrew. I like the look of this red into the bottom left-hand corner, but he's not looking at it.
10 seconds.
I would take the white down for these 2 at the bottom end.
Yeah, the cue ball control is just deserted Andrew. He's had a lot of trouble a couple times. Kevin, I think you even noted that the reaction of the cue ball off the object ball has caught him out a few times.
Yeah, this cloth is so responsive. It really grips the white ball. But he's played that one very well. Found a nice gap between those 2 yellows. And again, Andrew showing glimpses of, you know, how he qualified for this event. You know, you can see that it's there. He just needs to let it come to the forefront.
And they call him the wig. And I'm betting that's not because he wears one.
I'm pretty certain he doesn't wear one. I did ask him. He said it's a very long story. Goes back to when he was a kid. So, says,
Oh, nicely played. Very nicely played.
Frame.
And that assures us 6 frames guaranteed for this match at 2 apiece. Jason Hill, Andrew Whitfield.
Yep, and Jason Hill, if he wants any chance of qualifying for event 3, he needs to win these next 2 frames. He'll smile to the camera, but I think inside he'll be. I think he'll still be thinking about that Gareth Hibbett match. That was the one that got away. He should really have got at least a point in that match. And he would have come into this match with a completely different mindset.
Frame 5. Andrew Whitfield to break. Scores are tied, 2 frames all. Time running.
Well, both players have been breaking very well in this match. And this, again, another indication. This gives Andrew every chance.
Yeah, I think all the players have been breaking well tonight. Myles has broken
seconds.
pretty consistently.
Extension.
Although the
call.
last match he was drying all 3, to be fair, but his first match he potted all 3. And Gareth, as we know, he's had 5 breaks in his 2 matches, and he's potted off every one. So it's yellows for the man from Wales. Obvious problem is this bottom left corner again.
10 seconds.
Can he move it with this one? Into the bottom right. Well, he moved the red but forgot the pot.
Ten seconds.
Well, only one yellow available, bottom left, if Andrew wants to attack.
Well, I think he will. It's going to be his last match
10 seconds.
in the Champions Cup. He might as well go down, all guns blazing.
And the problem yellow for him near the top left.
Yeah, I think if he can get the right angle on the yellow that's nearest the top right
10
corner
seconds.
bag, he could screw into it and move it. But if he leaves that till his last ball, which I think he's going to have to do now, he's putting all the eggs in the basket.
10 seconds.
Well, kind of a nothing shot. He never covered the pocket. Obviously didn't pot it, but he's kind of scratching his head because it really didn't provide anything.
Yeah, I think his thinking's just got a little bit muddled in this match. He's just neither really attacked nor defended. It's just been a bit of nothing really. I mean, you know, the shot he played before that, you know, he left himself no angle, and I'm surprised he put the brakes on. I think if he watches this back, he'll probably think he should have just attacked.
Good shot. Won't be bothered knocking one of Andrew's yellows down. He's landed on his red. Got a choice of reds here.
Yeah, and I think he's got a nice angle to punch the white into the black.
Yeah, good call, Kevin. Just nicely develops that for future reference.
Yep, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Just got to finish this frame off now. Edge himself back into the lead. Got to be careful he doesn't hit this one too thick. You'd like that white ball to have just come another 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah, he'd like to have been a bit straighter on this red.
Can he hit this thick enough to screw the white? Well, it was missed the pot. Whiting off. If it could have gone wrong on that shot, well, it did.
1 free shot. 1 visit.
He was trying to hit this thick. He was trying to pinch the pocket. But he's overhit it by, well, 4 feet. That was such a bad misjudgment.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little lonely out there when you make a mess of something that looks relatively straightforward.
And is Andrew Whitfield going to put paid to any chance Jason Hill has got of making event 3? Well, he's keeping him interested.
Yes, he is. Wow. You know, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
Frame.
And a gift Jason Hill gratefully accepts. And with it, a 3-2 advantage.
Well, somehow he got the frame. Somehow he still has a chance of winning this match and getting himself into event 3. He'll need a few results to go his way, but we'll put him around 12th, 13th position, I think. So it just depends how many players we see over the coming 6 nights, but we'll determine whether he makes it or not.
Jason Hill to break, leading 3 frames to 2. Time running.
A win in this frame, which would give him the match win, would help his confidence as well. Certainly leave the venue feeling a lot better about things. And he would be in the hunt.
Yeah, he certainly will be in the mix, and he'll be keeping his eyes on developments over the coming nights. Just to remind everyone, we're obviously here tonight, and then we're back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 nights this week. And then we're back Sunday for another 4-night stint. And the event final will be on the following Sunday. Which will be the 13th of February. Again, a month ahead of myself.
10 seconds.
Well, if there's a difficult way to do this finish, he's certainly looking for it. He's pointing that cue all over the place.
10 seconds.
Well, he's found the gaps. Can he get a kiss?
And anxious. Jason Hill looks to see if there's a path through to this red.
I think looking at the overhead, that's a no.
Extension called.
He really let go of that cue ball on that shot anyway. Would have been very lucky if he would have had position on this red.
It's unlucky. He tried the back double off the yellow. It was a good attempt, but unfortunately, just hit the yellow too full in the face.
Ten seconds.
So can Andrew Whitfield from Wales go out and get a point in the bag? It'll just make that journey home just that little bit better.
I made that long journey a few times, Kevin. and I had to, I remember one time getting in the car and I looked at myself in the rear view mirror and I ripped it off and threw it in the back seat. I didn't even want to see myself.
Was that one of the good days, Jim?
Yeah, that was one of my better matches. Yeah, players, we do tend to be pretty hard on ourselves. That there is no doubt. We're our own worst critics. And I think that's part and parcel with playing any cue sport at a high level.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain it probably happens in every sport, Jim. There'll be something that'll go in the bin. Be a pair of football boots that don't work, or a set of darts that are rubbish.
Total snooker.
Well, that was a little unfortunate. A good open red. He knew it was taking the cue ball into that tricky one and didn't land on it. So now he needs to be lucky.
Good contact.
And it keeps the heat on Andrew, if nothing else, especially bumping it over that corner.
Yep, another good chance for Andrew to try and get a point on the board.
He's just had his moments, and I've watched him and the way that he cues. It just looks like he's got a lot of upside, does Andrew. I think once he starts getting a little bit more experience at this level, starts believing in himself a little bit more.
And gets used to the cloth.
Gets used to the mask cloth.
just going to have to drop this one in dead weight because that white will be going perilously close to that right corner. But judged it well.
Frames.
Another one of
Match
those
one,
matches
three
that you
frames
just
all.
feel it's a fair decision. 3 apiece, a draw, 1 point each, and just desserts, I feel. And I'm betting the boys in the studio are going to agree with that.
Yeah, that's what we thought before, Jim. We thought a tie there. Mark thought a tie, bit of value. Weren't a lot to play for, really, was there, Mark?
No, definitely not. None of them went out to try and win that sort of last match.
No.
Andrew, he's probably going to get the most out of that last match. He's sort of going to build on that. First time in the studio arena. He probably can't wait to get back into one, to be
If
honest.
I had a local sweet shop where Jason lives, I'd take his lottery tickets this weekend because he's so unlucky. He's been tonight, hasn't he, Jason? Everything he's done wrong, hasn't he? You know, you'd like to sell him some lottery tickets. But, well, the final match coming up now this evening, it's all about this, isn't it? Whoever wins this goes through and wins the group, doesn't it?
Yeah, they do. It's in Gareth's hands. It really is.
Gareth's hands.
Myles has got to really bring his A+ game, and Gareth probably just needs a B game here. It's going to be very interesting.
So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We've got 3 minutes. If you fancy having a look at the odds here, he's going to be odds on. He's going to be about 3 to 1 on, I think, Gareth, isn't he? To beat 3 to 1 on Gareth, 2 to 1 Myles. But it's going to be a good match. So if you've got about 3 minutes, and we're going to come back live for our final match of the evening. I can't wait. Would you want to bet the odds on? 3 to 1 on? 12:30 in the morning. Oh, I don't think I would.
Champions Cup, final match of Group A. Best of 6 frames. First frame, Gareth Hibbett to break. Time running.
So it's our last match of this particular event for the evening, and wouldn't you know it, it's the most meaningful. Event 2, Stage 1. And Gareth Hibbett, Myles Deleuse. Deleuse has to win this match if my math is correct, Kevin. I think he has to win the match outright, doesn't he?
Yeah, if he wins, he will go through. And that's the question, isn't it? Can he win 4
10
frames
seconds.
against the mighty Gareth Hibbett? It is a big ask, particularly the way Gareth's breaking. That's his 7th break, and he's potted off every one. Sorry, 6th break, and he's potted off every break. He's dished 3 of them from the break, so he's 50%. He's 100% from the breaks potting and 50% for breaking and clearing.
10 seconds.
I mean, that's impressive stats.
Yeah, it looks like a man on a mission out there right now. I think he knows exactly what he has to do. 3 is the magic number in this one. That assures him of winning the group.
Certainly does. 1 point. We'll see him top the group, but I think he'll be looking for more than that. Well, that is the first objective.
And this looks like it's going to be a very tidy finish as well. Superb control of that white. Just plotting the path with which he wants to remove these reds.
Yeah, and we see why these are the very best players. You know, they've got that cue ball on a string. They get the right angles when they need it. They don't quit on the shots. They've got that inner confidence. And particularly Gareth will have, 1 being the defending title and 2 winning the grand finals just a few days ago. You know, he's going to be ultra confident.
Long black to open his account in this last match.
Frame.
Secures it nicely, dead center of the pocket. And our defending champion off the mark in Whippet-like fashion. A break and clearance, 1-0 over Myles Deleuse.
Yeah, that's his fourth break and clearance out of 6 frames this evening. That's just showing the sort of form he's in. So Myles now has got to win 4 out of the next 5 frames. It'll be a bigger comeback than Rafa Nadal this morning if he manages to do it.
Frame 2. Myles Deleuse to break. Trailing 1 frame to 0. Time running.
The problem will be getting a chance on the Hibbett break, because the Hibbett break is just functioning absolutely perfectly this evening.
Well, as it's been noted, he does have a win over Gareth. So he does have something with which he can build on.
Yeah, certainly does. 8-3 victory, although it was 3.5 years ago, but
10 seconds.
a victory nonetheless.
Extension called.
Can he plot his way around these balls in the same effective way that Gareth Hibbett did?
Yeah, when he does play with a little bit more pace and strike the ball with more purpose, he definitely looks more threatening.
You know, I think it probably helps him knowing that he's got to win. You know, sometimes, you know, if he could have got away with a draw to get through, you know, he may have been a little bit defensive.
Seconds.
But he knows he's just got to fight fire with fire.
He's lost the cue ball there.
Well, he's got a thin clip into the left corner. Try and send the white into this little cluster, but he will be relying on a little bit of good fortune. Yeah, he played that with side and hit the object ball way too thick. You know, one thing that players can struggle with is, you know, when they've not played much competition is, you know, it's that touch play, isn't it, Jim? You know, just, you know, when you really need it, when the pressure's
10
on,
seconds.
just having something to rely on. But when you've not played, the touch is one of the first things that goes.
And it is a touch game, make no mistake. Now, the one thing Myles will be well aware of, too, is he got away with some mistakes in his earlier matches. His draw with Jason Hill ended up being fraught with errors the tail end of that match, and certainly his match against Andrew Whitfield. There were a lot of mistakes in that one, too, and he survived them. He won't with this man. You give this guy a few too many bites at the cherry and get comfortable in your chair.
Well, on the plus side, they are quite comfortable chairs, Jim. So if that is the case.
10 seconds.
I always hated that. Especially when I just got my pants pressed.
Well, I think the shot's on. He might be able to screw back from this yellow into this little cluster. He can almost bend that white round that red. Yeah, you see it there. Perfect camera shot. Unfortunately, didn't quite go to plan, but he's on this one on the bottom. Just watch that again.
Yeah, another look. You see that white bend, as you noted, Kevin. Yes, he is on a yellow, but it's going to be hard for him to get on to another one from here, or at least another one, ideally.
I'm just not sure how much you can get this white ball off the cushion. If you can get it off a couple of inches and just screw it back a couple of inches as well. Anyway.
Actually, that's not too bad. It wasn't dead straight because he's come away from the cushion a little bit. I didn't think he could do that even.
Yeah, so he's a couple of ways he can play it. If he's got the angle, he can play it off the top cushion. Alternatively, he can just screw the white across. He was a couple of inches short of perfect, but I don't expect him to miss this one. Whoa. Oh, he used all of the pocket there. It was just a pace.
Well, certainly no surprises from Myles Deleuse. He expected Hibbett to be a handful, and a handful he is. 2-0 he leads. He wants one more frame to secure the group win, but he'll be looking for more.
Yeah, Myles Deleuze's hopes are hanging by a thread, but there's still hope. He can still win the next 4. Not sure what price that will be with the betting partners, but it's still a hope. Chip and a chair.
Frame 3. Gareth Hibbett to break, leading 2 frames to 0. Time running.
The early morning, the clock closer to 1 o'clock now, or nearing 1 in the morning. Players got to be tired, and yet they can still maintain that high level of focus.
And Gareth Hibbett maintaining his 100% potting success from the break. He'll probably want to take this table home with him. I mean, he can take whichever colour he wants here, whichever colour he wants. I mean, he's spread those balls far and wide.
Yeah, a vital frame, this one too, for Gareth. And he'll know that, won't he, Kevin? He'll know exactly what he has to do.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll just be, as you say, Jim, trying to stay in the moment, just focus on what he's doing. These yellows are all there for the taking. Just trying not to get too carried away. Just pick them off one by one. Again, absolute precision. I think he'll take this one into the bottom left first, just screw back, probably about a foot. And then it's just the last rights of the frame and the point he needs to secure his place in the next stage.
And Myles knows it.
Frame.
But this is Gareth Hibbett in menacing form. 3-0. He secures the group win. And now to secure the match.
Yeah, another Gareth Hibbett break and dish. It's his 5th of the evening out of 7 frames. 71% of the time he's clearing up. He's not really giving his opponents much of a look in. Fully justifying his huge odds-on price that he was at the start of play today.
Yeah, ruthless would be another word to describe the way that he has looked at times. Like I say, he shows no emotion at all at the table.
Time running.
And he is going to be a handful in this event.
Well, if he continues this form, he'll be taking the glassware home with him again. But as we know, it's a crazy game. Nothing is ever guaranteed in black ball, and there's some more former world champions coming up over the next few days. We'll see the likes of Craig Marsh, Ben Davis,
10 seconds.
2019 champion and arguably the best player of 2021, Mark Farnsworth. They will all be making their debuts in the event too.
Well, I, for one, can't wait.
It's certainly going to be hotting up over the next few days, that is for certain.
10 seconds.
And is that the final shot in anger from Myles Deleuse tonight? I think looking at him, I think he thinks that. To be honest, there's not really much he could have done in this match. He would have had to come with his A star plus game.
Oh, this will take some doing, this finish, though. He's got a lot of work to do here.
Is he going to try and spin this round of 2 cushions? Just like that. And pot the red for good measure. That's what happens when you're in form and playing like a godfather.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly he's just matured this situation.
Yeah, and the vision to play that shot, to come round of 2 cushions. I mean, he could have played the yellow at the top end of the table into the right corner, but the vision to send that white round off a couple of cushions was, it was just synonymous of a man who is ultra confident.
I'll draw this straight back. If he gets anywhere near the middle of the table, you got to feel he's going to be good. Just got to make sure that he clears the black in the middle of the table and that red near it.
Yeah, the black will be his guide.
Perfect. Perfect. A flawless performance, this one, from our defending champion.
Frame and the match. Gareth Hibbett wins.
Well, Kevin, thank you very much for spending some time with me in the box. A true pleasure. And I can tell you, watching Gareth Hibbett play tonight has been a true pleasure. And I bet the boys in the studio have to agree with that. He is the man to beat.
Yeah, a bit of class there, weren't there, Jim? The last match there as well, 4-0, and that was a bit of class tonight, what Jim said. It was, class tonight, weren't it?
Yeah, masterclass without a shadow, and it just shows how much form he's actually in. He had a little bit of a sort of rocky patch in that match against Jason. He could have easily lost that, but he got over the line, did what he needed to do, and 3 wins out of 3.
I think that match against Jason, you can see why the bookies want a short format and when they put the draw into play, because it could easily have been a draw. Jason was leading 2-1, wasn't he? Nearly up 3-1. Could have easily finished 3-3. That is their sort of security they've got, isn't it, in pool? Because it don't matter how much better you are against the other player. It could still, you've put up a couple of draws tonight and they come up. The first match you thought could be a draw when we was on YouTube at 9 o'clock, and you pulled it up. The last match was 9, last match we just did, match 5 was a draw. So there is a bit of value still in the draws, isn't there, Mark?
Oh, there is, yeah, and we've seen quite a few draws happen, and I'm sure probably, most of the UK has probably betted on Gareth to win all 3 matches here, and that could easily have just fell flat on its face. But luckily for them, Gareth once again proved why he's a worthy champion, and no doubt he's going to take some stopping in this.
And then bookie boys, they don't often get it wrong, do they? 2 to 5. We said earlier, Gareth. I said to Mark earlier, I said 2 to 5. I think this is the shortest price I've ever seen at Paul. And you thought, oh yeah, he was short and everything, but how he come through it. But again, although you had to bet 5 to 2 on, as we call it in our world, but the last match, if he would have got beat in the last match, then you lose your money. So it was still down to the last match, wasn't it? So although the bookies, they got it right in the end with their favourite, but tomorrow we've got someone playing tomorrow I'm really, really excited to see, because we've got a lady, the first time on Sporty stuff this year, isn't it, in Champions Cup?
Yeah.
We've got Vicky playing tomorrow.
Yeah, Vicky Lomax, she played last year. She did okay last year. She'll want to do a little bit better this year. She's got 3 matches to do a lot better. And she's our #1 player. She's just won the Isle of Man tournament against Danielle Randall. And the 2 girls in that final played tremendously.
I watched it.
Yeah, it was brilliant. And it's on iPlay. If anybody wants to go and watch it, it is really good to watch. But Vicky Lomax, she's going to be up against the Buddha, Craig Marsh, former world champion, and another great player, Ryan Clark. He's also going to be in the mix alongside Curtis
And I've
Lee.
got a bonus for you. I've just rung up one of our betting partners, and if you do fancy Vicky Lomax tomorrow, you're not getting 6 to 1, you're not getting 8 to 1 of winning tomorrow night. You're getting 25 to 1 winning tomorrow night. So she's a massive, massive outsider, isn't she? 25 to 1. But we've had a great night here this evening. And I'd like to say thanks for our production team, thanks for our referee, Ben Taylor, Furanti, who again, he never makes a mistake, Ben, does he? He's as steady as a rock, isn't he? Our commentators, Kevin Barton, Mark here as well, and Jim Whites. What more can we say about Jim? He is the expert, isn't he? And also, thanks for the viewers back home. See you again tomorrow night for event 2, day 2. Good night, God bless you.